Ely Samuel Parker and Watie, The Life and Legacy of the Civil War's Most Famous Native American Officers. Written by Charles River Editors. Narrated by Bill Caufield. Introduction. Among all the Native American tribes, the Iroquois people are some of the most well-documented Native Americans in history. Indigenous to the northeast region of what is now the United States and parts of Canada, they were among some of the earliest contacts Europeans had with the native tribes, and yet they have remained a constant source of mystery. The name Iroquois, like many Native American tribal names, is not a name the people knew themselves by, but a word applied to them by their enemies the Huron, who called them Iroquois, rattlesnake, as an insult. The French later added the suffix oa. Moreover, the Iroquois are not even a single tribe but a confederation of several different tribal nations that include the Seneca, Oneida, Onondaga, Mohawk, Cayuga, and the Tuscarora, who didn't become part of the Union until the early 1700s. The name Haudenosaunee is the name the people use for themselves, which translates as the people of the Longhouse. They are also commonly known as the Six Nations. Despite their own cultural differences, the nations that comprised the Iroquois Confederacy established their political dominance across much of America's East Coast and Midwest through conquest, and it is that aspect which has perhaps best endured among Americans in terms of the Iroquois' legacy. European settlers who came into contact with the Mohawks in the Northeast certainly learned to respect their combat skills, to the point that there were literally bounties on the Mohawks' heads, with scalps fetching money for colonists who succeeded in slaying them and carrying away the battle prize. In addition to the constant state of conflict between the Iroquois and different nations, including the French and the colonists, the Six Nations are perhaps best known for their political structure, and their influence on American democracy is well documented if not well known by most Americans. Far from being relics of history, they are living communities who maintain political relationships with United States and Canada, as they have occupied their territories long before international borders were drawn. One of the best known of the Six Nations is the Seneca, and arguably the most famous Seneca chief was Ely Samuel Parker. Over the course of his life, he was a Seneca chief, a civil engineer, a close friend and adjutant to General Ulysses S. An advocate for the Indian peoples, and the first Native American commissioner of the Department of Indian Affairs. His marriage to a much younger socialite scandalized Washington, and he made a fortune on Wall Street and lost it all. He ended.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?